Booting up data now. Booting. Sending data. Boop boop beep boop 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 beep boop 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 beep boop 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 beep boop boop. Facebook is online. YouTube is online. Twitch is lagging like hard. Weird. Wow, Twitch really is lagging tonight. Holy crap. Twitch is lagging. Yeah, I did just go live.
That's pretty cool. I got the notification.
Nice. Twitch is taking forever tonight. Jesus. Dude, Twitch is taking forever to load. Is Twitch down? Turn down my levels. It says everything is going. What's it say on the dashboard? It still says sending data. Huh.
Stop. You guys anything?
Oh God.
Check.
Whoa, everything is like 100. I gotta turn this shit down.
Oh shit. Well, I'm on the phone, so it might be different than a normal. Like, it's like snowing and shit. Like, that's where to check in. I'm gonna go get on the regular rig.
Jesus.
I'm get on the regular rig. It'll be like 5 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Wow, that was loud.
Check.
I hear you. Do you hear me? A lot of distortion tonight.
That'd be me then. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know if Jink's getting on. I don't even know if he's gonna be on the show anymore because now he's the CEO of a government contractor.
He's the CEO of what?
Some government contractor. Holy hell! What is up?
We have our own bourgeoisie now.
Literally.
No, that's a bureaucrat. We have a bureaucrat.
Yeah.
We should call him El Presidente.
I might.
Give him a little hat. A little dictator hat. They got a style.
I just assume he would dress like Philip Duterte.
That would work too.
Yeah. That seems like the.
Or he would just come in with a polar bear skin.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm here for my communist podcast.
He'll be like, you thought I was a polar bear the whole time.
You thought I was a sexy polar bear.
No.
It would be amazing if Jake just started calling himself the sexy polar bear.
The sexiest polar bear alive.
Sexy polar bear.
Ooh, that's sad. Ooh.
He just demands we call him the sexy polar bear. He refuses to respond to anything else.
That's sexy polar bear, sir.
That's sexy polar bear to you, young man.
Strapping young lad.
We're older than you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we probably are, yeah.
Yeah, we are older than him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We the OGs.
We are. Well, the oldest is. You know who the oldest is? It's True.
True is the oldest?
Yeah.
I would have never known.
Oh yeah.
Sneaky bastard.
Oh, yeah.
In true fashion.
He's gonna lock into 40. John is barely.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's not too bad though. Not that much. He's not that old.
No, he's just 5 years older than us.
I thought you was gonna say he was like 60. I was like, what?
That would be amazing if he was 60.
40 going on 60.
Yeah, 40 going on 69.
No, I bet he ages well. I bet he ages well.
It's funny. He looks like a friend of mine named Mike. I'm getting a lot of feedback today.
Yeah, sorry, I'm driving, so
Oh, are you really?
just figured I'd like chat through the thing here.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Where are you driving to?
The old girlfriend's house.
You got a girlfriend?
Yeah,
Wow.
I got a big titty goth girlfriend.
Up until you said that about her, you definitely did. And
Yeah, she knows. She knows.
She knows what you do. She knows who you are.
Say it to her face. Say it to her face. Look at these titties. Like, yes.
You're entirely here for the breasts.
You mean these are for me?
If you lose the breasts, get out.
What an awesome prep. You out. Leave the breasts.
You disgust me. Just leave your massive breasts and possibly a butthole.
Oh, it's so comfortable. They're so comfortable.
But man, I'll tell you what. If you gotta go because you're hitting up the girlfriend's house, that's understandable.
She wants to go to karaoke, so I'll meet her there.
She's gonna do the fucking.
But even then, I'm gonna probably dip off for a minute and then come back.
All right.
If you're still going, because I got a music hat.
You got a music hat.
Yeah, it's stealth as fuck.
Nice. All right. Well, do what you need to do.
But yeah, we can keep going. We can chat. You can chat for a minute.
All right.
Keep going.
All right.
You got sexy polar bears in play. Okay, that works. That's good.
Right. That's a start. Yes, and what's next?
Well, we need other animals, right? Because it has to be like the Thundercats. Or no, maybe Voltron. The Voltron sexy animals, right?
All right. So
we all get a sexy animal.
All right. So it's a polar bear
Which
for the legs.
you can't assign it to yourself though.
For the body, we need a bull because bulls are powerful.
Bull? Yeah, a bull would be good. Yeah. We got a bull and we got. Man, I already forgot the one. Sexy polar bear.
Yeah, the sexy polar bear is the trunk, so it's a.
I feel like polar bear would be the one of the feet.
No, the polar bear is both legs and like the crotch area to hook the legs.
That makes sense.
And then the top is a bull.
It'd be like a whole it would carry a whole cannon on its back.
Yes, on its ass. It's a little sexy ass.
Yeah. Just its whole body is just cannon.
Yes.
And then you get some little legs split out.
All right. And then
it's the cum blasting cannon.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you could Voltron, wouldn't you be petty?
I'd absolutely be petty if I was Voltron.
All right.
There we go. That sounds sexy.
Or normal.
It's gonna stop you from being petty if you're Voltron.
Oh,
Someone who doesn't have a giant robot.
I know, right?
Look who it is.
It's like the episode of Dexter.
The sexy polar bear himself.
The sexy polar bear has arrived.
The sexy polar bear is here.
We've decided we get a Voltron of sexy animals.
Yes.
They all come together to create the Sons of Tree Air.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
True, you have to have a manatee, right? Like by
See,
definition.
you left me and Dan alone. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
We just start coming up with shit.
That doesn't fit that good in the pod though. Like, what animals are there already?
That is even more distortion. What's going on with your rig, man? Are you on dial-up tonight? What's going on here?
No, he's just not a particularly talented potato.
It's probably just charter down here in this weather. Hang on.
It's actually his watch.
We had all that momentum the past few weeks, and tonight is going to fall out. Largely, you know what? We're going to have to salvage it. John sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, get him in while you can.
Yeah, really. What an
That
asshole.
worthless sucker. How about you get a real job? How about you become a real boy first?
All of us have real jobs because we're not very good podcasters.
Why don't you get a real Pinocchio?
Why not?
I stand by what I said on Twitter
Why don't you
sometime
be a
today,
real boy?
That
which
you-
was that if we had some other person that did nothing but just like follow us around and hold a microphone at us and then like edit it together, we could do like Joe Rogan numbers.
yeah.
Like I
You
stand
need a
by that.
paparazzo?
Yeah, just like if it was just somebody else just didn't
Oh, you
make
need an intern. That's what it sounds like.
yeah, they
Well,
themselves had no
the
role.
problem is we got plenty of interns.
Yeah.
That's true. We have 4 interns. Now we need.
You just need to use your interns wisely.
Yes.
Where are they like do any of the schmelts do any of the fish are they ready?
What fish?
The schmelts, the frosh, the
Who? You know we're live.
This is getting racist fast.
no, that
We're about to get into some Lovecraft racism. Which, all right, I mean I'm down and all, but can y'all handle
What was the cat's name?
that?
Mittens. It was Mittens.
Sure.
Something like that.
the rookies. Is any of those guys
It was really
They
a secret
sounded-
squirrel.
they sounded pretty ready.
Who?
The trainees.
What trainees?
Hey, can we go back? Can we go back to secret Russian spies in trench coats, like Rocky and Bullwinkle? Do you guys got a
Hang on.
Bullwinkle?
I've heard of a bullwinkle. That isn't that when you
A Bullwinkle and a
No, not that one.
Oh,
You're close though.
I'm unfamiliar.
All right, I'm moving some stuff around. Does this sound better?
Yeah,
All right.
it's totally Michael Jordan Peterson because he's going to a booty call at karaoke bar.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'm sorry that I decided to grace you with my presence.
Well, you know
I
what?
thought I was an intern. I thought I was an intern.
On behalf of everyone, thank you for finally saying it.
Well, I'll pack my stuff and go.
No, don't.
Memories.
Don't leave.
Memories.
Don't leave without understanding you're not eligible for severance pay.
That's not the
That's why I gotta hostily take over the company first.
Well,
that's not the song that
We gotta play
somebody else was
Moneyball.
to.
you can play with my money balls.
If you quit
Good
this
one,
show,
good
it's Vangelis from Blade Runner fades up, and then you have to make the Tears and Rain speech.
Yeah,
That's the only way out.
dude, I still
Years
so
and
badly.
rains.
I still so badly want to. Did you see the new like Blade Runner?
I didn't see the new one yet.
I didn't.
Okay. They do.
I was worried about it, so then I put it off, and then it came out, and people were like, "It's good," and I was like, "Oh, great! I need to see that," and I never saw it.
Yeah, it just one like I don't even know what streaming service it is.
Get with me in the chat afterwards. I'll
Oh
tell
right,
you
that
after.
streaming service. Yeah.
Yeah, that streaming.
The show.
I have it downloaded. I just never stopped to watch it.
Whoa. Legally.
You have it downloaded for watch later on Netflix or something. That's what you
That's
mean.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Media is immaterial. It does not exist.
Yeah, that's true.
Legally, it does.
There's like a new way they test the there's a new way they test the
Pressing buttons and it come on.
and like it's
The
this poem.
replicants.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a new way they test them instead of just the void comp test. They do this poem. They have to recite this poem, and like I just want to change that poem up so it's like, why don't you go ahead and say that one more time? Got his ass. Got his ass. Got his ass.
Got his ass.
Yeah, our old thing.
Classic.
Yeah.
Very classic.
Well,
Oh, that's right.
John,
I forgot.
We're 5 years in.
I forgot when we invented that phrase. That was one of our high points. We don't get any credit for that, and we may never. But
You think they
I'm just
should
happy.
give us credit for it?
No, I'm just happy that the phrase is out there. People use it all the time. They enjoy it a lot, get a lot of yucks out of it, and you know what? At the end of the day, it's all that matters.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where I stole it from or who. None of that.
Did you see that? Did you see that clusterfuck earlier this week where multiple accounts, and I'd swear this was all linked somehow, but it probably was just eternal recurrence, but multiple accounts had like randos crawling all over them for like, quote, stealing content.
Oh. Yeah.
Just the most limp dick, like the most limp dick, like you have no life, like shit to post at somebody about possible. Like, get back to me when somebody steals something and makes a bunch of money off of it.
Yeah.
Like, go fuck with the NFT assholes.
Is that like a bank heist?
Yeah, like a real robbery,
Like
Although
a bank heist.
A bank heist, I would say,
Was it armed or unarmed?
it was definitely unarmed. A bank heist, I would say, is orders of magnitude more based and appropriate than NFT guys just like taking shit.
Man, you took my shit dirt. You took my shit monkey. You took my butthole.
Sorry, I posit that things don't exist.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I'm just gonna take nudes of my butthole and then just put them on the blockchain and just.
Ooh la la.
You can just have an NFT of my butthole.
Wouldn't any picture of your butthole be a nude though? Like you could, if just a close up of like denim, and like you swear it's your butthole, but like we couldn't tell. Like it would have to be a nude of your butthole.
And with that, I'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one. Obviously, I was going to Photoshop in a little mustache and a top hat for the non-nudes.
He really did fuck up. Where was he?
It was. I told you exactly what he was doing.
He was kidding. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. He's going West Elm Caleb on their ass tonight. Good.
Yeah. He's gonna drop some of the street classics like She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain.
Uh-huh.
And something
That's
from Conway Twitty.
When you sing to him like that and then you ghost him afterwards, that's love bombing. You can't be singing. You're gonna get dragged for that.
No, he's going to see his girlfriend.
They're gonna post stuff like he was like singing coming down the mountain, and I was like, I'm gonna marry this motherfucker, and then just ghosted.
Yeah. Totally gone. He swooned me with Jesus. You light up the light of my heart of my life. Come on down to Christian karaoke. We've got all the overly wordy classics.
There's so much good stuff, man. Like, if you could bear to listen to Christian contemporary, there's so much good stuff. But I don't have the tolerance for it. But I mean, there's so many that are just like, just overtly, you don't have to change any words, and it sounds like just talking about
like Jesus is trying to really just get it in there.
Yeah, just dudes fucking for like the whole entire song. It just sounds like that. Just 1-to-1. You don't have to change nothing.
I wanna feel your love rain down on me, Jesus.
Yeah.
That South Park bit sucks. Here's a better one. Basically,
they did it. They did it like it was the They did it in the Cartman voice. Yeah. So you're never gonna top that.
I mean, I'm not that good. What do you want from me?
Yeah, no. The best Christian songs are basically just Jav titles.
It's really yeah.
They're all like, okay, Jesus is love and life, and Jesus is here now and with me.
It's really
like, okay, Jesus is love and life, and Jesus is with me now.
Yeah, it definitely.
Not home, and Jesus is contemporary Nakadashi.
It really would be better in the Cartman voice. It's really not fair that Parker and Stone get to use the Cartman voice exclusively. Like, that version of Poker Face is better than the Lady Gaga version, honestly.
Yeah.
True.
Like, I have that in my head more often than the Lady Gaga version.
Hold on, I bet I can turn these into Jesus titles. Fufu 203. If I tricked my Jesus and a helper Jesus into taking care of my Jesus and letting them argue alone. A frustrated G-cup married Jesus seduces a delivery man's man. He absolutely is.
Help me, step Jesus. I'm stuck in the washing machine.
Isn't it a trick? How far can you get rid of by asking the Jesus of the biting pants?
Jesus, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Wait, no, I'm getting anime and JAV titles.
It's not getting it too crossed over. You're good.
Yeah.
We've done this bit that anime titles sound exactly like JAV titles now.
Hold on, ready for this one? 3 days alone with my Jesus who has no blood connection. I just met Jesus.
What the fuck?
Beautiful girls who can't go against the Jesus father. Naked housekeeper introduction, Jesus Reno. I'm just reading the second page. I'm not even trying very hard. Oh, wait, no, the best one ever. My favorite Jav title ever. Okay, you ready for it? A Jesus has big titties. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
I'm not that impressed by that one. I'm not gonna lie.
you.
It could have been better.
No, that's the best one in its elegant simplicity.
I think we did lose the truest of horrors, though.
I think we did too.
Oh well,
These things happen.
it does. So what you been up to, man?
I don't know. Getting pissed off that my co-hosts don't keep the laughs rolling.
All right,
Wow.
I'm having technical difficulties. I'm receiving word that it is like going Blizzard style on the other side of town, but it's not really doing that much over here yet. So I'm gonna go for as long as I can go. We're gonna see what happens.
He's going the distance. Hold on, I'm gonna edit this.
Did you see? I saw a bunch of West Coast motherfuckers posting that it was like 79 and sunny over there. So I guess it's like our turn or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. They already had theirs.
Hold on, I just gotta edit something and post it on Twitter.
No, you're fine.
I might
Drive
start a new account, Jav titles for Jesus.
drive that engagement. That's a terrible experience that every Twitter user has, where they, have a main account that they, like, maybe they think like it's going somewhere for like years and like work on it and like, try to like kind of mix between like humor and like observations and like information and like serious threads and like jokey thread, like really work on a main. But then what you realize is once you're used to the site and once you know who's on it and what they want, you could pretty much create like a purpose-built alternate account at any point that would go like straight to 15K. Like it would be really easy. Like if it's just one profile pic, that never changes and it does one thing, like those blow up, especially if they're made by people that have been using the thing for a little while. And it's a sad realization, but it's true, and we really should capitalize on it. If we got anybody in chat, anybody listening, anybody follows on Twitter, if you guys want us to do one of those, we will. We'll take your idea. If you got a good one, you don't feel like doing it.
We will steal your idea in a heartbeat, says True. Especially if it's profitable.
We don't steal it. You give it to us because that's how that's how it works. You're the listener. You just give us stuff.
Wow, you're being greedy. I'm sorry. I'm now like, I know we're supposed to be doing a show or whatever, but now I'm just invested in editing these Jav titles and putting them.
Air quotes or whatever. No, there's there's a lot of crazy stuff happening on there this week, honestly. We provide, a high quality show that everyone loves, every week.
Literally everyone.
I love it. Everyone that hears it loves it.
I thought everybody loves it.
If 1 week we were to just let our dicks flop out of our pants and just play with our phones the whole time, who's to say?
Who's to stop us?
That's a whole entire ass sentence. Who's to say?
Is it Jesus?
You just put a question mark on it and everyone knows what you mean.
Do they?
Yeah, who's to say? And then parentheses,
Who's to say?
whether it's eugenics or not.
Wait a minute. Back up. I may have missed something while I was playing on my phone here.
Hold on.
It's hard. It's hard. I'm sorry. It's hard to talk without doing a eugenics. I'm pretty sure I did a couple.
Are you sure?
I can't be sure because if I decide whether it was a eugenics or not, that's ableist. Because there's a lot of people that can't do a eugenics, so I can't really say whether it was or not. Everybody has to have a seat at the eugenics table. Because if you don't make sure that everything is equal, you might as well just do a fucking genocide. I mean, you pretty much did.
I'm scared now. How did this happen?
I'm not sure.
I
I'm really. Boy, that escalated quickly.
No, it's fine. None of those terms mean anything. You can just say them however many times you want. You can say them 5 times in one post that can only be 280 characters long. You can just say eugenics 5 fucking times and then say genocide. It's fine.
You're using it like people use the word Smurf. Okay.
Yeah, just constantly. It's literally everybody is the Smurfs now, and instead of Smurf, they just say eugenics.
Like right now, I'm drinking a Coca genocide, full genocide, energy genocide.
You genocided that fucking drink. You
Listen,
Listen,
fucking.
I just need some good girl genocide power. Okay.
You genocided every molecule of that soda.
Find
you know?
me the genocide with the long hair that wears a dress. That's the one I want to talk to.
You know what? Listening to Kamala Harris is like listening to a genocide.
She genocided the whole entire English language.
I heard
that
she talked to South America and she was like, "Do not genocide." It was
Yeah.
a very powerful moment.
And the way that she speaks only in vague terms that don't mean anything, quite frankly, she's doing a eugenics to words that do mean
she
things.
said, "Do not genocide," and the "not" was in quotations.
Do not genocide. I still need to get that sound clip of her just saying "Do not come." I need that so bad. For reasons.
People are always like it sounds like
personal
it sounds like
reasons.
people are like it sounds like autocomplete when she talks. Like, okay, it sounds like autocomplete when any of them talk. Number one. And number two, it's not that. It's sort of something a little. You could take every single word in every speech she's ever given on a radio show or, for a commercial or a plug or anything, and you could put them in any different order. It's like a blender. Like people say word salad, but it's not really that. Because word salad, you can at least pick out a fucking tomato or an onion here and there. This is just a slurry.
Yeah.
This is a completely flat vanilla paste that doesn't mean anything. And you could rearrange the sentences into any order. It could be like a little sliding puzzle.
All right.
I want you to know I fully intend to steal that definition that you just gave. That is phenomenal. That is the best fucking descriptor ever.
You go ahead and just appropriate that and do as you will with it because
I will. I have a coworker that we've talked about in the past who is my demarcation line for whether or not someone can see that regularly uses word slurry, and he's now about to get an explanation as to what word slurry is.
The human litmus test for whether or not we've boiled a concept down to where like the slug mind can actually get it.
We're gonna find out.
Guys, I would just like to point out if we can't expand on where to validate the line, I hope we can expand who should validate the line. I believe that should be economic inequality.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that was word slurry. I'm impressed.
Let's play a game. Who said it?
Okay.
Was it Kamala Harris, Mayor Pete, or a random website that I found that makes Mayor Pete quotes?
It's just robopete.com.
Petebot 5000.
SimPete 2000. SimCity 2000, but it's Mayor Pete is the little green-haired guy. And he's like, the only advice that he gives you when you're building your city is, look, this is fucked. You can't do anything for any of these people. You got to get out of here. You got to be president. You got to get out of here. That's the whole game.
Yeah.
SimCity 2000 starring Pete. It just
Pete City
look,
2000.
we gotta be transpo secretary or something. This is going nowhere. Let's get in the primaries real quick. You remember that time Barack Obama told us to fucking kill all those people in Africa for McKenzie? You remember that? Okay, let's kind of call him this favor. All right.
All right. I got another one. Ready? Your mental health should never be determined by capitalism. Yet deficit are proportionally impacted by veterans. It's unacceptable.
Again,
What
it
the
feels an
fuck?
awful lot like word salad.
Yeah, That's the hard part is what I say was that Kamala Harris, Mayor Pete, or a fake robotic Mayor Pete. You genuinely can't tell me.
I'm going
That's
to go
the-
with. Hang on. I have a genuine guess for this one.
Me too, but I'm cheating.
I think
but
that was
you go.
Kamala during the primaries for her 3 minutes that she was flirting with socialism.
Okay, so let me ask you this: who do you think number one was?
Number one, I think that was Kamala.
I think that was the Robo Pete.
Number one. Okay, so you say Kamala and Robo Pete. Second one, you're both saying Kamala.
No, second one, I'm saying that was the robot.
Second,
I'm sticking with Kamala. We flip flopped on this, so there you go. None of us think that Pete Buttigieg is participating in this game.
only Robo Pete. All right, right.
Oh, only Robo Pete.
Okay.
I believe the presidency belongs to the people of counterterrorism and people of no counterterrorism at all. I also believe that people of counterterrorism have a choice to make when it comes to this president.
Holy shit.
Okay.
That's got to be Pete. That's real Pete.
You think
Yeah, that's
that
gotta
one's
be
real
Pete.
Okay.
That one's real Pete.
Do you want to go one more, or do you want me to start revealing answers?
No. Start
Well,
revealing. I want to
All of
know.
them were
Yeah.
Robot Pete.
Okay, I knew the second one was a robot, but I cheated. I only knew that because none of them they'll never say the word capitalism.
Right.
They've been coached by like Yog Sothoth or whatever to not ever actually say that word out loud. No, okay. It's just like when everybody at Fox News got coached to never say Democratic Party again, and now they all say Democrat Party. And it sounds like that your TV cut off and they just like left a syllable out or whatever. They'll never say the word capitalism. Never, ever. And 300 or 400 years from now, that won't even be a word. Like, people won't say capitalism. They'll just say America or outside or daytime
outstanding
or whatever.
exceptionalism #1 Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
They'll just say economics, and they won't let you elaborate on what economics is.
Right. It'll be Newspeak Dictionary shit, except it'll really be happening and not like all that made up horse shit that Republicans fantasize about.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm really surprised because they all three have that weird like truncated speech. But like what's sad is that when you think of those two human beings, you don't think of somebody who actually speaks it not like in proper English or sensically.
Right.
Like
Because all they're doing is burning time and trying to what's going to happen is a big hive of fucking centrist Democrats, whether it's the Beehive, which is the Pete ones, or the K-Hive, is going to fucking mob and swarm everybody in their personal life, at their job, at on Twitter, whatever, if they don't agree with them or like them. At this point, that's prefigured. That's part of the game. I'm not saying they're tipping the scales, those people. I'm just saying that no one wants to put up with them. So that's who really answers for the criticism. It doesn't matter what any of these people say anymore. They don't have to interact with a real human being. They don't have to talk to an American. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to work at all ever. It's just a big hive of people that they're still invested in this society and still feel that they benefit from it for it not to, change. That's who plays defense for this squad. There's no doesn't matter what they say, and they well know it. I mean, they just open their mouths and just a white light comes out. Just the horns of Azathoth just toot away as you slowly get sucked into the fucking singularity. Where does Azathoth live? Does Azathoth
I do
live in
have. Who knows? I do have a bit of actual info. I know that there's maybe 1/16 of a person that actually uses us for information, actual news.
Oh, that's good.
So, in the past 2 days, it turns out Republicans have voted down a bill. House Republicans have voted down a bill. The only purpose of that bill was to automatically enroll veterans who were eligible for VA healthcare in VA healthcare.
What was wrong with it? It was
a one-page bill. It literally just said we're going to auto-enroll them.
Well, Louis Gohmert or some moron said what they didn't like about it, which they didn't have to do. But one of them opened their fat, stupid fucking mouth and said what was wrong with it. What did they say was wrong with it?
I assume it would cause too much money to be spent.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's the only reasonable explanation, and the reasonable explanation is we don't want to spend money on our veterans.
If I'm Mitch McConnell, I'm going to say that I voted this down because I thought an illegal immigrant was going to sneak in there or something. That's what I'm.
It literally can't though. By definition.
Honestly, honestly, their reasoning probably was we just don't want the Democrats to have a win going into next year or going into the election this year.
Oh, it wasn't their bill. Okay, yeah. Well, that's reason enough.
Of course not. Why would it be their bill?
Okay, that's reason enough.
They don't actually give a shit about veterans. They would never vote for them.
I was confused. I thought they tabled it and then like couldn't get a majority or something. Like, okay, never mind.
No, honestly, that's probably the only reason because they'll literally they'll be like, oh yeah, well, even if it was just our constituents, we'll vote it down if it's not our bill.
That's just so special
of them.
Well,
like
that's why. Oh, by the way, this is the Sons of Tree Air live stream and podcast. I'm Dan Cohen. I don't know. I'm a metaphysician. I have sex with dogs, and I'm joined by Cenk Engels, who.
I am not a metaphysician, and I do not have sex with dogs.
No, he has sex with dogs. And I'm joined.
Listen, that Duolingo owl asked for it. It was consensual. It told me in Spanish.
Sure did. And I'm joined by the true horror who is still under federal indictment for attacking manatees in a sensual manner. So
look,
it's called
that's not an attack, okay? That's not an attack. I do feel a little bad that I ghosted them afterwards. That was uncool of me.
Fair enough. All right. So
but you know, when you keep
Listen,
getting
officer, when I said shit on him, I meant hit it and not call him again.
Look, what am I supposed to fucking do? I keep getting this text that says there's this pool. I can't breathe in this pool.
That's all it says is.
It says I put me back in the ocean. I can't breathe in this above ground pool. It's annoying. It's annoying to keep getting that text.
Frankly, it's really jamming.
I ghosted him.
My other Texas and sexes.
Texas and sexes.
Texas and sexes. Yeah, no. So like the Republicans are on record of being like, why would we vote for a Democrats bill ever that gives them a win?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
So
like, pretty much, McConnell gave the game away under Obama, right? Like we're gonna, obstruct everything.
Yeah, because if we can't have a win, why do it? And it's like, honestly, honest to God, that's smart. It's very shitty for the country, but remember, like you're playing gamified politics. What the fuck do you care about the country?
Right. It's sports. There's only two teams. There's only winning and losing.
Right.
They all agree about everything that matters anyway: war, healthcare, etc.
It's the single most disgusting thing I heard this week.
It is the smartest.
Not ever, obviously. Just literally for the week.
You're in capitalist politics. They're doing a capitalism inside politics. If I can't have it, you don't get it. That's reason 178 American democracy simply doesn't work the way people think it does, yet it works just fine.
Yeah, we're well beyond the point where, you go far enough toward the center and toward the right. As far as I'm concerned, none of those people even exist. As far as I'm concerned, that's a bunch of guys. You're looking for somebody to fix your house, and guys keep showing up with the big ball with dynamite with fucking demolition equipment. And they're like, we'll tear the whole thing down for you. Like, no, that you guys functionally don't exist as far as I'm concerned. Small government, it's just no government. It's just nothing. It's just everybody that's already rich keeps everything that they have forever and does fine, and everybody else fucking starves to death. There's no, like, functionally they don't exist. Like I told my older lib family members this, they're like, you guys are really hard on, Democrats on that show. It's hard to listen to. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but I don't give a shit about the Republicans, and neither should anybody else. It's just obviously from a mile away, it's just a grifter scooping up money. And if you can't tell that, if you think there's still like an end game or an end goal to conservative politics, if you think that you can file things down to some kind of like lithe, functional little otter that just like, gets things done in like an agile way, like, no, it's gonna be big, motherfucker. It's a big planet. It's a big fucking country. There's a zillion fucking people. It's only gonna get bigger. It's gonna fucking be big. All right. It's early.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's early.
Like, here's the thing, right? Think about it rationally for 2 seconds. Everybody prides themselves on being a rational thinker. If you are in a competitive scenario, why on earth would you ever work with your competition for the benefit of another party?
You never would.
Oh, I do. I know this. I know the answer to this question.
Why?
There's an actual answer to this question. It's game theory. So game theory has answered this question. The answer is it's the best method of winning the game, the prisoner's dilemma game. It's called a tit for tat with forgiveness model.
You know what's you know what's fascinating though about game theory is it's fucking wrong. Because if you believe that shit, then you are scratching your heads about why the Republicans never give you a victory. Because that is premised upon that is premised upon you basically handing each other the victory. I don't.
No. So what it's premised upon, and here's why it does not work for the existing political spectrum. I have actually given this thought. It is premised upon two independent parties.
Oh, right. Okay.
That sentence by itself is already flawed because there is only one independent party in political power in the United States. They just call themselves two different things.
Yeah. There you go.
Capitalism.
Yeah. They've divided.
If you want to call it capitalism, that's fine. We've had this argument before. I don't think it's worth going deeper. Like,
Well,
it is
worth going
pure
deeper.
greed.
Yeah, it's capitalism. It's the money. It's the capitalist who has the money. This isn't very hard. Like, you can be like, no, I can pretend it's something different. Like, you're welcome to pretend it's something different. Everybody with eyes, take note right now. It's the capitalism.
Yeah.
It's
the money.
Capitalism. It's money. They do what money wants them to do. So then they behave in the way that money wants them to behave.
There are long periods of time where I'm less than 100% convinced that just accruing wealth just causes bad shit to happen and it just sucks and it's just there's nothing good about it. There's long periods of time where I'm maybe a little softer on that, but looking at the NFT shit this week is just like, I mean, that's fucking demon shit. I mean, that's fucking, I mean, you can see the hole all the way down to hell. I mean, you can see the laughing fucking horrible ghouls just poking each other with the fucking spears and, you know, all the screaming and the blood and the fire. You can see all of it. I mean, there's not only did they create those assets out of thin air, not only did they not have any functional use, not only did it take a bunch of electricity and fucking man hours and computer hours to sit there and make them, like, so much negativity all just compressed into something that essentially is a Ponzi scheme, or, you know, like a rug pull is what they're going to do. They're all going to do a rug pull. And at first you at least had some dumb guys in there at first that thought, all right, this is my real thing. I'm going to do this forever. And they would act cool about it. They would be like, oh, you know, too bad for you, bro. I'm going to get a Lambo. You're a fucking pussy. You're a loser. Have fun being broke and homeless. Like, at least they were being, you know, somewhat honest about it. But all the late players in the game, all the guys that are getting in now and like minting up a whole bunch of monkeys and shit now. Yeah. And those cats, like, hey, I saw one just this morning. I saw a thread where people were just plugging this motherfucker left and right, just every hole, just insult, destroying this fucking asshole in front of everybody. You look like a dipshit. Ratio, you dumb motherfucker. Over and over, this sucks. And he kept coming back like the customer service guy that you call and cuss out at a company that already has your money, isn't going to do anything for you, and knows that it's going to get more customers. He was just like, well, I guess, you know, you just got to think of it like it's a cool club you can be in. Like, you know, I mean, it's a speculative asset. I mean, you know, I'm not in it giving investment advice, but, you know, like, he wasn't even saying like, stop cussing me out or go easy or anything. All he was doing was just posting the words NFT and crypto and stuff over and over and over again, posting his hashtags over and over and over again, being super polite. And so were all the people retweeting and arguing with him. And in his mind, he was thinking, this is it. This is my job. This is my role as a customer service associate who represents the fine blockchain. The more times that we type these words, the more that we win, until I wake up one day and I think that one of my cohorts, one of my comrades is about to put the fucking knife in my back. I'm going to put the knife in his fucking back first. Like, that's it. This is the final form. And I know that, you know, in Dragon Ball Z, they kept saying that, and it never was the final form.
Yeah,
but no, this is it.
No. It's never going to be. There's no final form of capitalism. Let's stop pretending that. If there is, we'll never live to see it.
Oh, no, not for capitalism, just for the asset. Just for the concept of...
The whole NFT, the whole NFT shit is just another round of capitalists trying to make money appear out of thin air without using any labor. It never doesn't hold.
And MLMs turned into this after some period of time. Like early MLMs, people were probably more pressure or whatever, but now they're just super nice. Now they're just like, okay, I'll call you back later, or I'll go sell this shit to somebody else.
Yeah,
And
I'll
that
go
was
talk to 800 other people. Eventually, one will say yes.
Yeah.
Right. 10,000 people saw this post where you said that I look like a dipshit, and one of them is dumb enough to hit me up in the DM and be like, yo, I need some of them apes. You know, like, that's just...
Yeah.
And
people just
you
take
used to
them
have
out.
to... You used to have to do MLM and stuff on foot. You used to have to go around and talk to
And
people.
invest money into it.
But these fucking assholes, the robots they have set up to shill for them, go do it all day long. You can't mention the shit. You can't go out and have a good time and joke about it and fucking, be like, oh, this is dumb, without the robots coming up and being like, hey, do you need some investment advice? Just like, it's automated. Like, this is as far as they can possibly push this thing. Now, I will say,
you're underestimating it really far. They've got farther to go. Trust me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They haven't even done a tax evasion scheme yet, dude. We're only in the beginning stages.
They literally can't yet. They're figuring out how to get it into a tax evasion mode.
Yeah, that's all
to
this
be-
shit ever does. Like,
This was no. In fairness, right? This was the argument I had with one of my Of course, my coworkers are all like floating in the tertiary space to this, and I'm like, look.
oh god, yes,
Here's the thing.
they want them apes.
Right. I'm like, look, if you want to go bet money on this sort of thing, go for it. Should you invest any significant amount of money into this? No, absolutely not. Also, just to be clear, I think it's the worst form of art because you don't even get the one benefit of art that millionaires use it for all the time. In which they pay a fucking an artist to produce a piece of art for them for 10 grand.
Yeah.
They get their buddy at a fucking museum to value it at 2 million, and then they write it off and donate it to the museum for 2 million, and it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, or you keep it
You
in
know
your
what
house.
you don't get to do with your shitty ape? Write it off.
Yeah, you don't.
That's the whole reason for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all fucking scam. I want to go back to talking about capitalism and its insane.
Of course you want to go back to capitalism.
Yeah, I do.
Listen, we're talking about our fun apes that we bought. It's not our fault that it was an owl and a manatee ape. Listen, they were targeting us. It wasn't our fault.
This guy is not a politician, man. He's allowed to say the C word if he wants to. He can say the C word without just like that sick new Verizon hold music that they got coming out of his mouth. He can actually say it without being censored.
Hard day or soft day? That's what I want to know. Hard or soft A, hard or soft R? Oh,
Where does the R go?
it rhymes.
The answer is, of course, in the C. Yar.
It rhymes with bunter.
Listen, I was trying to make that a G-rated joke for you.
And I ramped it up.
Yeah, you really did.
I always ramp it up. When do I ramp it down?
Yes.
I don't believe in ramping it down. That's just communism.
No,
That's just communism.
That's for socialists and Europeans.
Yeah, it's for socialists and the Jews. Hold on, I'm gonna broadcast. I'm gonna do this live mid-show. In fact, they're gonna hear a part of the show where I'm just broadcasting our links live.
That's fine.
Where I just stop and just start sending them.
It seems fine. That's what comes out of a politician's mouth if they were about to say capitalism. It's just that little song that Dan is humming right now. It just comes out instead of the word.
Well, you know what songs come out of my mouth if I start singing, so that's why I'm refraining it.
Like, I'm not, like, I don't know. If you're listening to this, maybe you think this guy's doing a bit. It's a jokey joke. Look, it's not a jokey joke, motherfucker. I'm not doing a bit. If you say...
It really does fuck them.
If you say, if you get all the way to the White House press briefing, and everybody up until that point thinks you're a legit reporter, and, like, you stand up, and they're all going to be quiet and listen to you, and, like, pay attention to you and shit, and, like, Saki, or whoever the fuck, whatever dipshit, is looking at you like, okay, time for your question, and you say, do you think capitalism, blah, 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 it doesn't matter what the fuck you say after that. If you say that word, you're done. And then the motherfucker you're talking to is not going to answer you with that word. They're going to put the word America in its fucking place. They're going to say, well, I think that's an attack on America. Or, America has its problems, but I think it can be fixed. Or, at least we're trying to help Americans. They're not going to say that fucking word. You find a motherfucker that's elected and holding office says that fucking word, I'll kiss your fucking ass.
That's why you gotta.
Somebody's Googling that shit right now.
Like, if you had the chance to say anything to Jen Psaki, you just say pee doo doo. You don't say anything else.
Somebody's Googling that shit right now to prove me wrong or whatever. And I'm
Oh
glad
yeah,
they are.
I mean Bernie's definitely said the word capitalism somewhere.
Well, yeah, and we see what happened to that motherfucker. Yeah. he got swarmed
Listen,
by 20 fucking
now-
skin suits.
now I'm not- Now I'm not in it. Now I'm not in it to protect Bernie. Now I'm in it to get that sweet, sweet ass kiss from True Horror.
Well, I will. I want to see the examples of times that people said it and read the story of the horrible fucking shit that happened after them. Because that motherfucker said it, and he got swarmed by 20 fucking skin suits. They dug up 40 fucking shoggoths or whatever it was to come and fucking strip the flesh off his fucking bones during that goddamn primary as fast and as hard as they fucking could after he said that fucking word. And you know what? I'm not sure he could have said maybe all the other shit that he said. And if he never said that fucking word, if he never said what they call class reductionism, if he never said that economic issues needed to be addressed and that was the root of everybody's problems, if he never said that shit, that motherfucker would be president. I fucking believe it.
No, his first mistake was being Jewish.
Well, I mean, there is that.
mean,
But
because here's the thing, he's a Jew who's critical of Israel's kill all the Palestinians.
It was already bad enough that we had a Catholic.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we now
You see how
That
that worked
win
out
for him.
See how that worked out for that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Bringing your papist horse shit in the White House.
The right literally said that he was an attack by the Jews by using a foreign king, aka the Pope, to attack America. That was the right's response to JFK.
Side note, an aging boomer lib type person that I know said to me the other day, well, I think we did talk about JFK is why this came up. And they said, well, Biden's a Catholic. And I was very polite, but I think we all know that what was in my head was, my ass, he ain't nothing. He ain't fucking Catholic. He ain't fucking Jewish. He ain't fucking Hindu. He ain't fucking white. He ain't fucking black. He's goddamn piss in the wind. He's goddamn a fucking fart in a jar. He ain't nothing. And that's exactly what they wanted, and that's what they put there. A fucking blank space. But, I was very polite, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. He is a Catholic. Maybe they'll shoot him. Maybe they'll shoot him in the head. Let's wait and see. Like, they won't, though.
and knowing where you work, that went over with raucous applause, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say any of that shit. I just fucking smiled and
made him king.
And that's when they made him king.
But yeah, he's a Catholic. If that makes you people feel better, then yeah, he's Catholic. He's wearing a fucking Pope hat, and yeah, okay. He's burning incense and fucking shaking the little censer around and fucking eating the Eucharist and fucking all that shit.
I thought the censor people were the Greek Orthodox. I thought they were the...
It might be. Yeah, that might be. I don't know. It's all,
Let's be fair. This is a confess your sin team. And like, if Biden were to confess his sins, the FBI would have to become involved because you can't ignore that many bodies.
Yeah. I mean, that's, it's a mammoth stack of corpses, just like any other American elected official. I mean, of the last, since America, it's a stack of corpses that's piled so high that, it's a wonder that it's not a new Tower of Babel. It's a wonder that we can't walk up the corpses and spit in God's fucking eye at this point. I mean, like, who wouldn't want to? Who wouldn't want to right now?
I want to. The way you describe it.
Yeah.
How many of his fucking
You should write.
Are dead just so he could be president?
I mean, a lot, like a large percentage. And they named all of the dogs and children have dogs' names. So, the dogs are obviously just as beloved as the children, so they're interchangeable. So I'm going to count the dead dogs as dead children.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Really process, like, in the Biden household, how many people had to die for him to be president?
Yeah. The only one that didn't die, they're all disappointed in, and that's the cool one. We've covered this on the show.
Yeah,
We've covered this on the show.
Let's really look at this though, how many of those children had to die? And look at poor Hunter's condition. Like all the
Yeah.
right wingers want to be vulgar and nasty to Hunter Biden. Look at how fucked up that kid is because his
Yeah.
dad wanted to be president so bad he didn't have the fucking time of day for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Go hang out in Ukraine and do a bunch of shady deals and hold some kind of weird fucking bag and like, don't do a bunch of dope and confess all your sins to prostitutes while you're doing this. Okay, I won't. No problem. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, that motherfucker broke when exposed to the fucking filthy horror of this shit. He fucking broke, and it's good on him that he did. It reflects well on him and poorly on the rest of them that he couldn't fucking hang.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how that is. I mean, we've covered this, but
No,
that
we
was the
need
human.
to point this out. Like this is also how you know the Republicans are the party of family values at all. This is how you know all this shit is rhetoric, and you need to look at it a different way. Is because if they were the party of family values, they would look at the Hunter Biden and Joe Biden situation, and they would feel really bad for Hunter Biden. They would run on basically like,
Yes.
Joe is an abusive, awful father. Look at how bad that kid's life is.
Yes.
If that meant anything, if other human beings meant anything to the Republican Party.
Yeah. Dr. Jill, a doctor of what? It damn sure ain't fixing kids. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, what?
Hey, in that regard, Dr. Jill is a doctor in as much as I am a doctor. It is not of medicine, but it is a doctorate. The counterpoint is that means fuck all because the First Lady is a ceremonial position.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Let us not denigrate a woman for her educational achievements. Let us
Yeah.
denigrate the people who fervently worship the fact that she managed to have educational achievements that other people who are doctors also have, and they would call anti-Semitic for disagreeing with them. Let us point out that other doctors and other lady doctors and non-men doctors would eat shit because they would say the Palestinians were people. But Jill Biden is not willing to say Palestinians are people, so her doctorate is special, such that we must worship it as if it were, say, the title of Hierophant or Pharaoh.
Ain't they just like round up like all the worst motherfuckers? Like, okay, like him and her are like, they suck. She sucks. She definitely wouldn't walk out and say that Palestinians were human beings that any more than any of them would say capitalism. But like the lower tiers below Joe and Jill are getting incredible. Like, what position did they just hand that fucking attorney that helped lock up Donziger for fucking Chevron? They just handed her some type of shit. They were just like, here you go. Fucking Reardon or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we like your style. You run this.
You hate people who fight corporations. Let us get you into the cabinet. Like,
yes.
We could do very easily how the Republican Party is evil. The problem is it would take it would be a 19-part series and it would implicate several Democrats.
Are you saying that we might have to cancel some of our faves? Oh, I don't want to do that. I've got a t-shirt with my faves on it.
Yeah.
I post these pictures all the time of my faves looking down from heaven, and their ghostly fucking visages, like watching, like, I don't know, some kind of inconsequential minor fucking thing happen, and they're all smiling and fucking making out and shit. I post that shit all the time. I wear the t-shirt. I got the bumper sticker. I can't cancel my faves. My faves are who I am.
Sorry, pal. Canceled.
God damn it. This canceling shit was a mistake. I'm going to turn on that too now. I'm going to turn on Me Too and Black Lives Matter and all of it. I'm just going to...
You should turn on Me Too. Me Too was stolen from women of color for the purpose of helping white female celebrities weed out the competition at the top level. And we all know it was a scam the minute it came for who the fix was in for, Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was white people stealing something else from people of color. So...
Oh, come on.
Some elderly...
Name more than 15 times that's happened in history.
Some elderly family members of mine, shit, hang on. What's up?
Yo.
Yeah, some elderly family members of mine, when that woman accused Biden, they were like, that woman looks crazy. And I the only thing I can say to that is, oh, wow, she does. It's almost like something fucking terrible happened to her. Oh, man, yeah.
Oh, it's so weird.
She looks fucked up. Yeah, she sounds weird when she talks. Yeah.
Yeah.
She talks like nobody's gonna fucking believe her, and somebody's gonna have her killed. Yeah, weird,
It's
strange.
yeah, it's almost like she was traumatized by an event that has messed with the rest of her life.
That's fucking weird how that is.
Bizarre how that works. Yeah, let me clue you in. You don't end up like Tara.
Can you guys at least hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
I don't think you can hear us.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Yes, yes, we can.
Fine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, we're just talking about, unfortunately, Democrats, but fortunately, like, let's bust some myths. I'll tell you what, here's the biggest myth, right? And this has been perpetrated even by well-meaning. Like, here's the first thing I'm gonna say. The collective you, are absolutely victims. But victim.
No, you're a victim.
Victimhood is not correctness. I'm gonna start with that because it wasn't Ronald Reagan who fucked up your life. It was Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan was just smarter than Jimmy Carter and knew how to take over the fuck machine.
You know, he knows a good bit, and he knows how to commit to the bit. And when he used to do his old radio show, and he made up Welfare Queens originally, and he knew it was playing really well in the suburbs, he just kept doing Welfare Queens. He knew how to commit to a bit, you know?
Here's the thing, though. Welfare Queens was a response.
What's your Welfare Queens?
Capitalists.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
The Ronald Reagan racism was absolutely real. The Ronald Reagan plan to get votes on racism and win that election out from his competition so that he could profit.
Yeah.
Was absolutely real. The problem is the underlying economic pressures that created a vacuum where that racism would be positively responded to was done by Jimmy Carter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's the classic well, now we're responsible, so we're going to do austerity for real. Now we're going to make you eat your vegetables. And even if you didn't really think that it was because of the phantom welfare queens that never existed, even if you didn't think that, it's planted in your mind. Like, it's in there. So then they're just waiting for somebody to come along and say it out loud. You know, Reagan, Trump, it doesn't matter who. You're sad because you've been forced to do an austerity by somebody claiming to be responsible and making you eat your vegetables, and you're ready for somebody to blame it on.
Yeah. Jimmy Carter took power, and he ran essentially the campaign of we're all going to have to tighten our belts and you're going to have to live with it. Basically, any worker gains are over.
Yeah.
He fucked everything up. And then Reagan went, you know what? If I just tell him it's black people, then I can totally win this election.
Yeah. Carter is like, okay, everybody, it's bedtime. I'm going to enforce bedtime. And then, you know, Reagan is like, we only have to go to bed so early because we have to work so hard because of black people.
collective groans.
Reagan was like, the black people aren't going to sleep right now. They're staying up late.
Yeah, the black people get to stay up late and have fun, and you don't. Isn't that bullshit? Like, that's all Reagan did.
While simultaneously telling the black people that they needed to go to sleep an even hour ahead of that.
Yeah, while
that music, I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair. Reagan was telling white people, if we're going to use this bedtime analogy, right?
We don't have to. I hate the bedtime discourse. I hate it so much.
You brought it up.
Well, I mean, we can inject Bill Cosby. We can really make bedtime fucked up.
Do I get a Jello pudding pop before I go to bed?
Yeah, you do. Unfortunately.
Don't worry, you'll get it after you go.
It's the fun thing about metaphors, right?
Here's the thing about it. Reagan was out telling white people, you got to go to bed and it's the black people's fault. Meanwhile, he was planting crack on the black people and calling the cops and shot in their beds.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
Straight up. Yeah.
Reagan was willing to follow through on his racism, which was far more destructive than Jimmy Carter priming the pump for racism. But it does not change the fact that the original person who primed the pump for that racism that Reagan capitalized on and exercised with extreme fucking impunity was Jimmy Carter. And that's the part people, when they assess the modern scenario, they always leave that part of the story out. And I feel like if we plant it in like you're gonna
There's
have
your smoking gun.
yeah. There's well, really, like if you like Carter, if you spend like 9 years being like, what we'll do is we'll make black people look worse to cover up the fact that I screwed everybody out of their money.
Yeah.
And then you're like, my God, Reagan did this. Like, it's not a stitch up because Reagan, of course, was like, "Ooh, that sounds fun," but
Yeah.
it's not a stitch up job. But at the same time, like you're directly responsible for Reagan's actions. Like if you
And then 45 was like, let's do that, but make it lazy.
yeah, let's do that, but be lazy about it. That sounds awesome. If you open a Klan bar and you're surprised the Klan shows up, what aren't you understanding?
Yeah, somebody on MLK Day, I forget who, maybe somebody posted this or YouTube or something, but somebody just spent quite a large portion of MLK Day just railing on the fact that anytime you confront a conservative about race issues and Martin Luther King is in play and we're talking about anything that he said or any of his theories or any of his writings, the thing they always go to is colorblind society. Like that's the one part of it that they can pick up and run with that they find extremely useful is colorblind society. Like that's so it's so beautiful, like right? Like it paints it all crystal clear, right? Like he just didn't go into detail enough one time. An incredibly intelligent, verbose like speaker.
I'm only
in one sentence, actually.
Yeah.
I'm only personally familiar with Martin Luther King. But compared to a conservative, I am a fucking expert. So let's go, other whites. Let's go. Let's play this game. You realize when he wanted to build a colorblind society, he was talking about going through socialism, right? That scary S word you're afraid of.
Yeah.
So, like, let's play. Let's play this game. All right, where's me communism at?
Yeah.
That's what that motherfucker wanted. So that sucks for you. Like, yeah, I agree. It should be a colorblind society, all right? But I think we should only be able to see two colors, red and yellow. Let's go.
Yeah, the bridge that he meant to walk across to get to the colorblind society was the redistribution of wealth. Yes. And not like the nice kind of shit that we talk about now that we're all beaten down and we think we're never going to get to have anything nice, where we're like, okay, Bezos can keep, most of the wealth of the world or whatever.
$80 bajillion.
Yeah, he can keep that. We're just going to, going forward, we're just going to hike taxes. No, I don't think that's what King was talking about at all. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken, he was talking about actual redistributive policy, like penalties, like
he said job guarantees. He was talking all a whole 9 yards, buddy.
Yeah. Like, so now we're actually when we say, oh, well, maybe we should do a corporate tax hike, if we're not talking about going looking for all the loot they already got, we're to the right of King. Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, you fucking, you motherfuckers.
basically every culture issue.
Yeah. Like, they're so happy that people aren't as far left as he was, generally speaking, anymore. They're so happy that things worked out the way that it did. But they act like, oh, no, that you guys are so radical. This is so crazy.
Go ahead and trot out the colorblind line and clutch your pearls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they muddy the waters around all these terms. Like they try to insert the term "Great Reset" in place. They like theory.
They like MLK because they didn't like Malcolm X.
Yeah, right. Yeah, who just said it, just bold-faced, straight up. No, you're never going to be able to trust these motherfuckers. If you're alive today and you're an African American and you're alive today, you'll never be able to trust a white man who is your same age. You guys will live your whole lives without being able to be on the same team.
Unless you didn't vote for Biden, in which case you ain't black.
Yeah, I forgot.
You could always fuck their mom.
That cancels that cancels out.
Or their dad.
Not voting for Biden demelanizes you, like all the.
That's exactly it, and raises your credit score. Fascinatingly enough.
Yeah, it runs right out of your skin. It's like
it just drops like a puddle. It just flows down your face. You see your sweat, your melanin.
Yeah, it's like the puddle is like, I'm getting out of here, and like takes off, and like you never see it again. That's what happens.
It's time to.
It was so far away.
Yeah, the puddle just leaves. Gone.
the color, the puddle is just like a brown puddle, and it looks at you and it's like, you're like, what? Why are you leaving me? You know exactly why. I'm
Voting
out.
for Sanders. Voting for Sanders.
Just-
I know what I'm not wanted. Let's get out of here.
you hear longing. No.
Oh no, mayonnaise.
Anytime you want. Like-
No, the mayonnaise on this sandwich just got really spicy.
Oh no. This Frank's
The
Red
fu-
Hot is
Mhm.
The fucking craft mayo account still won't respond to Old Bleachy.
How dare they?
I went over and I tried posting at the Hellman's mayonnaise account to see if they wanted to go in with Old Bleachy. Well, he's their brother. He's their brother. What two products are more easily and immediately associated with white people in America other than bleach and mayonnaise? Right? Like, that's why they get all the hate in the
Chalk.
comments. People act like people get chalk.
It's
Yeah,
You
chalk.
forgot Chalk. Don't forget Chalky.
Yeah, old
Oh,
Chalky.
sulfuric acid.
Just a straight up. That's what I'll do next time. I'll just post a picture of a straight up bottle of sulfuric acid. Just be like, wait up, boys! I'm part of the crew too.
I want to be cool and hip. He's got
No,
be an
they-
old man. He's got to be an old man having a midlife crisis.
You should give it googly eyes and googly arms,
Yes.
and then put science rules on the bottom.
Why don't kids want to play with chemistry sets anymore? They used to love old Selfie.
I fucking drink.
Sophie.
You know what you should put? You should put a picture of a sulfuric acid bottle and just write, "I fucking drink science."
My body is ready for the science.
It's gonna make you so pure.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep posting
Should
that
cure
shit.
any
I,
of those diseases.
I love that shit. I don't.
That's for
I don't.
sure.
I don't care if people get that joke or not. I love that shit.
Old Sophie.
Every single time Old Bleachy says he's gonna kill it on social media, he says, "I'm out here killing it. I'm killing it," and that's as overt as I'm gonna get. I'm not explaining the joke any more than that. People either get it or they don't. But yeah, we're gonna keep doing Old Bleachy. As long as brands post, Old Bleachy is gonna come up. He's gonna sidle on up and be like, "Man, they're being really rough on you in the replies." I get that a lot, brother. I know what that's like.
You gotta give them different names too, like Bleach Master and Bleach Alamu.
MC Chlora.
Bleachrius.
What's
Chlora.
the shit that the guy, when you make a bleach solution and that guy in the like fake turquoise hat tells you to like inject it into your children? Like what does he call the solution?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Like it's chlora something or like he basically just doesn't call it bleach. Just, you know, he just was trying to think of a term that wasn't just like, you can't prove in a court of law that I told a motherfucker to go to the elementary school and shoot bleach into all the children. You can't prove that.
Your Honor, these motherfuckers do not understand chemistry.
I never went back around for the piss rapist post. Did you really get? It sounded like you were getting good engagement on the piss rapist post. It sounded like people just loved that.
What people loved was piss rapist apologia.
I saw that.
That's the phrase that paid. That's the one that got
The
actually
phrase
followed.
that pays. The phrase that pays. I'm gonna get a T-shirt made that on the front it says "the phrase that pays" and on the back it says, just in quotes, "piss rapist apologia."
Yeah.
Just a picture of the piss popsicle.
My-
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I know that some pedant out there saw that post and was like, not only is that fake, it's a troll that I made on Reddit 6 years ago. Motherfucker, 6 years ago they weren't drinking piss to cure COVID, all right?
No,
That shit has
no,
happened.
They were doing the normal
All
shit,
this
What up,
shit,
just drinking piss.
satire
Good,
is
how are
dead.
you?
All that shit has happened. You can't make up anything that those idiots won't shove in their fucking face to avoid getting the fucking jab. You can't make it up. They fucking have had piss popsicles. They have given piss popsicles to children. It's all fucking real now. There's no fucking... You take your fucking whiny ass shit somewhere else. That has happened. It's fucking happening right now.
You know
He's
what?
got 'em in the freezer.
Honestly, the conservatives, I honestly believe there's a great... Okay. All right, everybody ready? We're going to conspiracy corner. You ready?
Okay.
Oh, I love conspiracy corner. Hang on. I'm getting my tea. All right, let's go.
I got
Dan-
4 of those in every room.
It's because so now instead of being Dan Cohen with a C, it's Dan Cohen with a K, and so is conspiracy and corner. So we're going to the Cohen
Sort of,
conspiracy corner.
How many is that again? I'm for posterity's sake, I'm writing this down.
Right. Get the initials.
Dan-
down, send them over
Dan-
to Michael Jordan Peterson. See if we can't get a mock-up of the Cohen conspiracy corner.
Dan
Okay.
Cohen's conspiracy corner combat. It's like the Mortal Kombat music plays.
No. Okay. So here's what I think. Follow me, if you will.
Okay.
2012. It's no longer kosher to make any kind of identity jokes, right? Gay jokes are out
Right.
the window. And it's objectively true that gay jokes are still the funniest type of off-brand colored humor, right? Because every
Okay.
color can participate.
Yeah, and even the wokest guy, even the wokest straight guy, if you just come up and you just be like acting real gay, ain't you? Like he looks confused. Like he doesn't just immediately go to, well, there's nothing wrong with that or whatever. Like he can't even do a Seinfeld bit from
But-
20 fucking years ago with a straight face.
That's what he did. in
2012. It was in 2012.
2012. So,
Was Chappelle a thing back then?
what's that?
Was Chappelle a thing in 2012?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, I thought he had ended by then.
Oh, okay.
He was in the mid 2000s. Then he disappeared. He fucked off to South Africa, and I think.
Oh yeah.
And then he came back transphobic for some reason.
Oh, that was mumble rap time. That was Future.
Yeah.
Longer than you think.
Man, come on, those mixtapes were good. Come on, Purple Rain came out and everybody was fucking blasting Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
How's that now? How's that for the volume?
Fine.
I mean, I haven't listened to Future in a long time. I'm sure it's dog shit now, but
I don't
for a
know.
second-
Somebody said the volume was too low, but like you guys are like hyper loud, and I'm not sure how to balance it.
I blame you.
Probably.
yeah.
Anywho, so 2012, it's no longer kosher to make any kind of identity joke. So
Correct,
what do the
yes.
conservatives do? The conservatives spend the next years weaponizing aggrievement politic, right? To make political gains.
right?
What they see is that aggrievement from other identities has gotten those identities great political strides. You're not allowed to make fun of them anymore. They're allowed to get married now. It's not cool that the cops are shooting them anymore. So what do? They become the minority. The plurality of minorities, but they become the minority. So then,
This is it. We got there. This is my favorite thing.
Hold on, we're not even done yet. Hold on.
This is my favorite thing.
Hold on. So then, the only thing they can do now, right? Because you can't just adopt a race. And God knows they're not going to feminize themselves or go to the trans route, right? They're not going to adopt Shia Islam. They're
Right.
not going to start worshiping the DPRK or the CCCP, right?
They're not gonna do open fascism like UKIP in the UK because they know nobody takes those out seriously.
They did, but they can't do that because somebody's already doing that grift, right? And Ukraine's just a bunch of neo-Nazis, so they can't do those grifts. So what do they have left, right? Because ostensibly they're America. They're still against Nazis, even though they're Nazis. So
Right.
they start adopting gay mannerisms. They're trying
Ah.
to separate gay from the gays.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
why now just doing like I'm on that gay shit, motherfucker. Or
I
yeah,
thought
what are
we
you
were
doing?
gonna do what
Sucking a little
I
dick
thought we were
outside.
gonna do. I thought we were gonna do white people civil rights. I see where you're going with this
Yeah.
now.
They're just gay, and like in true gay fashion, a virus comes along that starts eradicating one constituency, primarily the one who refuses to get vaccinated in this case, but their response to it is like the gay community. Let's just go
Right.
ahead and live with the virus, because in their minds, they're gay.
Yeah, and if you live in a reality where you cannot accept the jab, where you can't get it because it's, full of like little tiny like Bill Gates demons or whatever the fuck. Like if you live in that reality where it's not an option to get it, then they are doing a eugenics to you. They're doing a goddamn genocide to you. Yeah. Okay. So this is adjacent to my favorite topic, white people civil rights.
They're trying, they're trying to do, they already stole the white people civil rights things from black people, right? That's not really catching fire. But what is catching fire in the popular culture, right?
Mhm.
Just being gay.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
like, well, we'll just steal that from gay people. We'll just steal being gay. But they're like, they're not stealing the parts that people like about gay people, like the fashion choices, the sassy attitudes. They certainly can't stand drag queens.
Musical theater. Love some musical theater.
Well,
Shout out Meatloaf. His
okay.
name was Robert Paulson.
They kind of okay. They do love a little bit of musical theater. They get a little dabble of that in there, depending on how old it is. They certainly aren't taking gay sex from the gays. But what they're stealing, what they're actively in the goal of stealing, is becoming like victims. Like what they believe the through line is they were victimized in the 80s by AIDS. The federal government didn't treat them right, so people started giving them respect over the years as they learned more and more about it. What they're banking on is a long game where everybody puts up with their bullshit because the same thing's happening to them now. Again, this is all in their minds.
Yeah, you're right, because they think it's because of federal protections and the way that the government was, like, in their minds coddling them, but in reality, it was because at Stonewall, a bunch of cops got punched in the face. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, they're fully aware of, honest to God, when I try to get conservatives to come around, I'm like, you saw what Fauci did to the gays, and now they're doing it to everybody. And they suddenly they're very receptive to the ideas because they're acutely aware of what Reagan did. Whether or not they approved of it back then, they're acutely aware of it. That's been spreading around. So when you use that as an endpoint, they're like, oh shit. They just stop. They stop. They're like, oh, wait a minute. He's not just pushing their party line. He's seeing what I'm seeing. How did we come to that conclusion?
When you went down the Fauci hole,
Yeah.
our co-host John was like meditating like in some beautiful desert, like playing like beautiful guitar licks,
No,
like
he
on top
wasn't.
of no.
He was
He was meditating
himself in a bunker going, oh geez, I don't want to make fun of Dr. Fauci on the show.
No, he was meditating, like playing beautiful guitar licks on top of like a beautiful rock structure in some gorgeous desert somewhere.
No,
like
he
like the bit from the Mighty Boosh where the guy has the giant hair with a little door in it. Like he was like literally doing that bit, and then you went down.
I don't.
And then you went.
I don't approve.
You went down.
I'm over you now. No, because that's a goddamn lie. That is a goddamn lie. He said he tried because he was not willing to hear it. Because ultimately, John still has that anarchist tendency of being a fucking lib. At heart.
Those are anarchist.
What a
tendencies.
loser.
Okay, those are like, I know everybody wants to point out female tendencies, but those are, being a lib is anarchist tendencies.
Being a lib is anarchist tendency because they all.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first, folks. And if you didn't, you're a lib, and probably also an anarchist.
Yeah, you're
probably both at the same time.
Yeah, and they're moving towards that's the problem. Like anarchism never fully gets away when they're like anarcho-capitalists on anarchists. No, they're just stupid. Like they fail to understand that all the contracts they're talking about, the anarcho-capitalists are talking about, are premised upon there being a government, which is exactly what the liberals and the anarchists are basically premised on. Essentially that there's a cooperative government. Liberals through the form of NGOs, anarchists through luck.
I'm serious. He was nailing every lick. He was doing like a Gilmore level solo. And now that you're doing this, now that you've disturbed the force with this, he's like fucking up all the licks. He's like, what's happening?
What's happening? Losing power.
There's a disturbance in the force.
Yeah, he was doing lib shit. He was like, I don't want to attack Dr. Fauci on the show. Why? Are you getting a job there? Like, he's not going to be your boss. What are you fucking worried about? With that career as pig things? Like, who gives a shit? He's a monster. He's like, the thing is too, like, this is the other thing that bothers me, right? We're in the back half anyway. Oh, we're well into the back half. So
we're on the back nine.
John will never hear any of this.
We're doing a wide 9 on the back half.
Ooh.
That's what golfers say. Golfers are so gay.
Let's get some weigh-ins on this. All right, I'm going to describe to you 2 types of mass murderers.
Okay.
One is a mass murderer who actively is like, you know what I need to do? I need to weaponize the army against a group of people and start killing. Okay, these are your Tear days. These are your Adolf Hitlers, right? These are your just out and out. Oh, I'm the boogeyman. I'm the monster, right? I'm a terrible person.
Right. Yes.
Now, let me tell you about a different kind of mass murderer. Okay? This mass murderer does whatever he's told to secure power and privilege. And
Yeah,
while
he's
he
also
does-
the current Secretary of Transportation and starts with a bunch
well,
of dogs, allegedly.
No, he's
Oh.
a doer. He's a doer.
Is she a
This is a
Goa?
different type of mass murderer. This is a mass murderer who does whatever he's told because he wouldn't want to risk his career and his credentials. And if that costs millions of lives and untold devastation to society, it doesn't matter because he kept his prestige and his merit.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
And I honestly, I rock back and forth as to which type of killer is worse, the fascist killer or the liberal killer.
Yeah, because the whole thing, like, it's just like with everything, and we hit him earlier, but I'll hit him in a more comprehensive and precise way now. I'll calm myself, and hit him very precisely. Kamala, Saki, Biden, everything for the past couple of weeks, where people keep reposting all their quotes and, oh my God, can you believe? Yes, I can fucking believe it, because these people, their whole project at this point is to craft some piece of dialogue that excuses them from mass death. Like the mass death that's already happened, the mass death that happened today, the mass death that is going to happen. They're not going to stop it. They couldn't figure out how to stop it. They're not competent. And if they were competent, somebody else would say that they aren't allowed to spend that much money to stop it. They're not going to stop it. So every piece of dialogue, of legislation, every word that's in their brain, every word that comes out of their mouth is crafted for a singular purpose. And that purpose is excusing themselves so they can sleep at night, so they can do self-care and have a fucking latte and just, continue on doing whatever that they're doing. And I think you're right about Fauci that the shield becomes merit. That the shield is, well, I did accomplish some kind of thing, right? Because they'll have to rationalize it.
Keep in mind, that thing is, I did what I was told, and what would secure me continued privilege and power.
Yeah, I did what I was told. I put those people on that fucking train. My boss said to put all those motherfuckers on the train, and I put them on the train. I didn't know where the train was going. I did what I was told, What am I doing at the fucking Nuremberg trial? This is not fair.
It's not even that, because that person was a liar. You look at what happened. You saw and instead of going, well, I'm not going to participate. Like they always say, like, well, if you don't participate, if you didn't do anything to stop it. No, because if you don't participate, okay, if you look at the mass death and go, I'm not going to be a part of the engine that does this, you've made it that much harder for the engine to do the thing.
Yes, if you say, let's say that you get sent somewhere to do this job, and instead of doing it and then trying to rationalize it later, let's say that instead you just have a big fucking crack pipe party with a bunch of fucking prostitutes, and just fill up a hotel room with garbage, and say a bunch of weird shit to prostitutes, and smoke some more crack, and have some more prostitutes, and have some more crack. That is miles better than going along with it.
Yeah. You just don't do anything. You go, fuck it. I'm just not going to do it. What are you going to do about that? I'm not going to do anything.
You do 100 fucking Biden.
Too big, but instead of that, I'm just not going to do it. Like people whip around like, oh, you see this stuff happening and you don't do anything about it. And then they'll at the same time, like those same people would probably praise Schindler, right? And what did Schindler do? Well, I'm just not going to participate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the old,
And I'll say this, honestly, yeah, that's fine. Like, you didn't participate. Like, that is leaps and bounds better. You went, I can't do enough. If you can't bring sufficient violence to match the violence being done and overwhelm it, the next best thing is to just do nothing. That's your form of violence.
Yeah, nothing. I know Vonnegut is canceled now. I saw a very unfortunate quote about a semicolon. I know Vonnegut is canceled now, but Mother Night, his novel, always one of my faves. It's a guy. He's an American. He's got German background. He's living in Germany. Oh no, things are going bad. The Nazis are taking over. He's contacted by the Americans. They say, we need you to work from the inside. He's a propaganda guy. He's an author. So he writes all this propaganda about the Jews. It's really good. It's a big hit in Germany and in America, this excellent propaganda that he writes. But it's got a secret code in it that tells the Americans some of the Nazis' movements. And maybe he helps the war. Maybe he helps the effort. But he gets back to America. And years later in the 70s, the 80s, people are still coming around. Chuds and fucking American Nazis are still coming around going, oh, you wrote the book that changed my life. You know? What's he going to say? Is he going to say, oh, well, actually, that book was just to say that there was one unit of infantry at this position and then they got shelled and, like, that's why I did it. And, like, I'm sorry that you told your kids that the Jews were goblins, but it's not my fault. It is your fault, motherfucker. It is your fault. You didn't have to live in America or fucking Germany, you fucking asshole. And at the end of the book, well, no spoilers, but he makes it right. He makes it right, folks. At the end of the book, he does what you should do if that's what you did.
Yeah, I would own that. I'd be like, yeah, I know I did this, but you know what? Also, I got a lot of Germans killed who were doing that Holocaust.
Yeah, yeah. I did, but it, you know, it's always been one of my faves because it just you keep holding out for a happy ending,
No.
like because you're an American if you're reading this thing. You know, it's in English. It's Vonnegut. You know, it's fucking. They'll hand it to you in college or some shit. You know, some teacher that's trying to fuck you, and you know, will hand you this book and be like, it is. It's the teacher that's trying to fuck you is the guy that gives you this book because you're gonna enjoy it so much because it's so fucking good. You're not gonna notice him putting his hand in your fucking pants. But the point
I
is,
feel like you've been in that scenario.
I've been in all those scenarios.
Really specific.
Yeah, it was oddly
Been
specific.
like down here, if you have any kind of education or arts background in this fucking wasteland, you find yourself in the smallest little enclave of liberals, and they really have nobody to sexually abuse except you and each other. Anyway, it's a tightly focused environment. You're a target pretty much the day that you show up and say, I want to be in a play. Who's Noel Coward? If you say the words Noel Coward, you can't even finish the D on coward before there's a dick in your mouth. Anyway, anyway, like, it's a good book, okay? But if you're reading it, you're an American. So the whole time you're like, this is going to be a happy ending. Somehow it's going to be okay that he did this. He's an American hero. They're going to come and save him. He's going to let himself off the hook somehow. Well, he gets off the hook all right. He gets off the hook. Read the book, folks. It's a great ending. Not happy, but it's good.
And that was True Horrors.
The True Horror Reading Corner.
Do not emulate the character in the book. Do not do what he does in the end. But it's a good ending.
Come on, it's like all it is literally it was the early age Rick and Morty. You know, all these fucking people emulated this character and felt for this character, and the point is you're not supposed to fucking like him.
Okay, whether you've read it or not, whether you've read any Vonnegut or not, that is stunningly accurate. Sirens of Titan, especially, is like pre-Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty.
Of course it is. I was an English major.
You nailed that shit.
I don't know what that other guy's name you said was, but by the time you were halfway through it, I think I had another dick in my mouth.
Yeah, don't come down here and say Noel Coward or a 70-year-old guy in a Miata with like a gray ponytail is going to show up with like a wine cooler. Don't come down here and say.
This is gonna be like, yeah, I just got finished rereading this Vonnegut book. Did you want to?
Oh, it's over for you. It's over.
Not to do that.
It's over for you if you do that.
I'm doing it right now.
You're about to have an involuntary sexual awakening. You're about to find yourself in a worse situation than, speaking of South Carolina, than those girls that went to work at the guy's tiger farm or whatever. You're gonna have a bad time.
It sounds exactly like I'm gonna have a wonderful time.
Well,
you're not selling this properly.
You're gonna have a time.
I mean, if you're the professor, you're having a wonderful time. You're doing a great teacher Onizuka, except without the crisis of conscience that leads him to actually become like, a reformed like character that feels bad for his actions. You're doing all of the stuff, and you're always blaming everything bad on the Republicans in your tight little circle of liberals, and everybody just high fives you and fucking
If only they understood you had all the answers.
Yeah,
and also. You're going to really like this show called Rick and Morty in about 10 years. It's going to be
great. Everybody's going to love it. He turned himself into a pickle, folks.
The only people who don't like it, they're fucking idiots and maybe Republicans.
They're too dumb to understand it. That's why they don't like it. That's what I hear.
The reason he has such cross appeal is like, I firmly believe this is on point for both creators' political sensibilities, right? On point, it appeals to Republicans because that's how they see the world. So
Mhm.
libertarians and conservatives writ large love it because they're like, that's me doing the thing.
That's me.
I'm so cool, that's me, and everybody loves this guy who's a dickbag, and that's how you ought to act. But
Yeah,
on the other
because he
side
knows
of
what he's
that-
doing.
Right. So on the other side of that, the liberals are like, that Rick, if he weren't a genius, and they have a love-hate relationship with Rick. The left-
if the ends didn't justify the means, yeah, do they though? Do they though? Yeah.
yeah, right. The ones who love him really love him for that part, and it's really suspect about how they think.
Yeah.
The the left loves Rick and Morty primarily because we look at it and go, yeah, that's how awful the world would be if we all actually lived like that.
Yeah.
But Republicans are like, the world is that way, and that's why it's great. You see
Yeah. Libs can't figure this out. That's why they never get a Lambo. That's why they can't hold long enough. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's the sole reason they don't have a Lambo.
I can't,
Those people all have Lambos.
there's no helping any of these motherfuckers. I had told you guys back in April when the thing was going through the roof, and then in May when it crashed, about all the guys at my last job at a factory that lost a lot of money playing crypto. And I mean, there's no helping them. I mean, like, in the end, to a man, every single one of them, every single fucking one, internalized the failure as their own mistake.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, you can take 1% of the blame and assign it to the guy that handed you off the shitcoins, can't you? I mean, Jesus Christ. But no, it's all self-flagellation. It's all fucking, we're supposed to be what? We're supposed to be this big Protestant revolution that came over here to get away from the weird fucking guilt Catholics or whatever. But the amount of guilt in that building when crypto fell in May was fucking astonishing. Like, there were more errors on the line. There were fucking shit was getting fucked up all over that fucking plant, and everybody was like, "What's happening?" And I'm like, "Well, they lost their fucking 401ks, dipshit.
Yeah.
They're out here walking around like beat dogs. Somebody needs to tell them it wasn't their fucking fault if you want to make more capitalist fucking bullshit, you dipshits." But nobody did. Nobody did.
Well, why would they? They can't even understand what the hell they were doing. They shouldn't have been trying to get rich in the first place.
Well, definitely not. It's not going to make you happy. It's fucking poison. You don't need it.
No.
You
That's
you.
not what I mean. What I mean is, like, getting rich isn't for them. That's not.
Mhm.
They're poor. They're supposed to be poor.
That
It's
is
for us,
true.
Morty. It's for us. We just gotta get a portal and go back in time, and we're gonna get on Coin before it really explodes.
Yeah, that's true. That's what it is. Is all of the stuff, whatever the consumer version of the stock market or of shitcoins or of NFTs or whatever the version of it that finally filters down to you is the fucking ran through Twitter, your favorite fucking ran through version of some shit that Elon Musk and Bezos and everybody else have already had their fucking dicks in every single goddamn hole all day, all night. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, till it's a fucking meat puddle. That's the version that you get. The fucking cum rag, the fucking tossed off fucking detritus fucking remains of something that they already used to double, triple, quadruple their fucking wealth while the planet turns into a fucking cinder. Anything that you got is a fucking used condom. You fucking dipshits. All right.
You can't say
Okay.
It like that. You gotta be a little less aggressive about it because you're not shaming them. This is a matter of fact. Like, what part didn't you get? You're not supposed to be rich. Like, that's what the system reinforces. You're not supposed to have that money. You weren't supposed to have that money to begin with. You were that stupid to give it away. That's because you were supposed to give it away because you're stupid. That's redistribution.
Yeah. That's how it works. It's redistribution upwards.
Yeah.
It's the fucking endless vacuum fucking vampire with its fangs right in your fucking cockhole. You got him. Okay. All right. You're right. We don't have to shame them. We don't have to shame them. We don't have to say that a vampire sucked all the money out of their cockhole. All right. Okay.
Well, what's the point? What's the point in shaming them? That's how the world works. Actually, that's how the world's designed to function. When everything's going right, they get screwed. That's the purpose. So, like, when they all lost their 401ks and shit, yeah, they were supposed to. Like, that's how the system keeps churning. That's how it stays alive. Like, it has to do it off of the blood of somebody. And unfortunately, just the buckets of blood it needs are just, like, astronomical.
and you're all temporarily embarrassed millionaires. So, one day, if you work 16 hours a day, every single day of your life, you never take a day off, you abandon your family, you let your wife leave, let that bitch fucking leave, fuck her, take the kids, whatever, let everything go to shit except for your job, and you never spend a penny on anything that you like or want ever, then when you're 75 years old, you might be able to retire and have enough money to invest, and maybe 10% chance, maybe then you can be a millionaire and you can buy yourself some fucking boat shoes and go walk around in fucking Newport News or wherever the fuck you fucking assholes. That's the only way. You have to do everything exactly right every single day and never, ever, ever lose. And then.
And if you fail to do it, it was entirely your fault. If only you hadn't worked 15 hours that one day back in 1972.
All day. You remember that day you had the shits because you ate too many burritos and you missed the big meeting because you were fucking screaming with both your arms planted on the side of the fucking stall while they were doing the big meeting? You remember that? You shouldn't have had that fucking hot sauce in that burrito, dipshit. It's your fucking fault. Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you,
I want a burrito.
The best thing to do is just talk about it as inevitability. Don't talk about it with such force, because that's what it is. What part aren't you getting? You didn't because once you talk to them, you understand that you get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in on it too. You know that I was supposed to get screwed over. You know why I'm sad. I'm supposed to be sad. And verbalize it. Watch what happens once you verbalize it.
Yeah.
Just say it to them one time. It's well, yeah, this is the system working. This is what it was supposed to do. It did everything it was supposed to do, and you played your part.
Yeah.
This
when you
is,
say this is how
is good. Yeah, this is what's good about it. This is what's
when you say
to happen.
and that's
according to plan.
That's why they'll never say the word back to you. That's why when you say, well, this is what capitalism is, that's why Jen Psaki is going to drop a sake bomb on you and say, I don't like how you're talking about America right now.
Take it beyond the realm of politics entirely into the realm of economic. Just be yeah, this is what you profess to love. This is how the system functions. It screws people like you over. It picks a couple of you who are the luckiest and moves them up temporarily. Most of them won't survive. They'll go back to being like you and proletarianized, and then I'm surprised you're not happy right now that it worked the way it was supposed to. Why are you sad?
It's how the lobby broke down, man. It's all randomly matched. You clicked match, and the lobby just happened to put you on the team with a bunch of old guys with bad reflexes, and the other team, every single slot on the other team said triple X, triple capital X, homicide with a 3 for an E, triple X, triple capital X. That's just what happened.
I'm telling you, try that. Have a fun game with it. Don't try to patronize them. Don't moralize with them. Do the worst thing you can, which is agree. Capitalism worked just fine. It did what it was supposed to do. This is the point.
Yeah.
You wanted a system of winners and losers. You got it. You're just the loser. Did you not think that was a possibility?
And most people are if it works the way that they built it to work most of the time, then most people will lose most of the time. There's no escaping it, right? It's interesting that they can rag redistributive policy and socialism and communism and all these things and be blah blah blah. This is also terrible. But then whenever something happens at work that they have a strong opinion about, suddenly they want everyone to be treated equally. They want the playing field to be leveled. They want to democratically vote about what we should do. At that point, that's when I really get pissed off. At that point, that's when I'm we should all shut up and just listen to our overlord tell us what the fuck to do because you love it so much.
No, that's not what you do. That's when you go well, yeah, that's why I believe what I believe. It's because precisely that. How you're feeling right now, that's precisely it. But for everything. Not just...
Yeah.
And just try that to worm your way into them. Because I'll tell you what, it's just if you start by agreeing with Fauci as a killer, their guard is down. Because they're well, yeah, he is. It's no, I agree with you. You're right. You think the Fauci is a killer, and yes, he is, and he kills. He doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't.
That is true. I've told you the story many times that all the guys down here love to buy. They love to buy old cars and fix them up. They love to collect Jeeps and shit. Like all the real guys, like not the fake guys that go buy like a $50,000 truck or whatever, like Sebastian Gorka or whatever, drive around a brand new truck that they never get mud on. Like all the real guys love to buy an old piece of shit and work on it and fix it up and like, you know, give it to a family member or their kid or something. Like they love that shit. So my way in was always busting on cash for clunkers. Busting on cash for clunkers as a way to like commit genocide to commit genocide on the vehicles that they love and replace it with a bunch of dickless Priuses. Although that one guy in the Prius was a pretty good shot. Shout out to the guy in the Prius that shot that motherfucker. Good shit, homie. But but they that was always my way in, and that'll probably work. Anytime you want to talk to a Republican, you guys can just tear cash for clunkers apart. They hate that shit. They're still mad about that shit.
That's boggling to me because it is well loved in other circles.
Oh God, yes. Oh
It's
Jesus.
loved in circles. It's loved in circles that still have the fake belief in like moral consumption.
Yeah, I misspoke. You can't really talk to any Republican about it. You're looking for a chud. You're looking for like a hog man. You're looking for like just a hooting, hateful bastard that has good qualities, that can work on like an old car, right? Like you can't get one in. If you're talking to a guy that's already bought a $50,000 truck, he doesn't give a shit. If you're talking to a small business tyrant that owns like a jet ski dealership or whatever, he doesn't give a fuck. Like you're looking for like
he was taking in those clunkers. He was walking people through. He would have them come through, buy the clunker for $500, trade it in non-cash for clunkers.
You're looking for the motherfuckers that I always talk about that think that they don't like communism, but they live as communists. The motherfuckers I'm always talking about that inherited everything that they own, live on a compound.
I don't like communism. I just think whenever we die, we go to a beautiful place where everyone is equal. There's no race or ethnicity, and there is also no money. We just exist. There's a beautiful field. Everything is grown. It's all pure. No one, and also no black people. And then that last part right there, they sort of lose it, right? But the first half, they're like describing a communist paradise. Right?
So close.
Yeah. It's that second half that really makes it cringe.
That's it right there. 100, sir. That's fucking it. Yeah. Oh God.
That's why like I am convinced. I've slowly been syncretizing my own version of Christianity together, right?
Yeah. Abrahamic. You're pro Abrahamic now. I hear.
Pro Abraham. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not entirely unsold on the gin either, so I might. Be but like I am 10% convinced that there is a hell. There's a hell for capitalists, but
definitely
there is no way possible that it is not just like a mirror or like a really nice television that just shows you all your failings over and over and all your lies just shoved back at you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's because that's all it has to be. The moment you're forced to spend like eternity reconciling yourself with the truth.
Yeah.
What a horrible prospect for these people. Because the minute they have to see themselves from the outside and look at themselves, dear God.
Yeah.
How many of you think you just want
to I think hell is the worst BMV that you can find.
Yeah. No God, yeah. No. Like it, and if anybody's listening and they want to step to us, like fucking Richard Dawkins mode with like some atheist bullshit, okay, fine. It can be a DMT trip when after you no longer can perceive time, then your DMT trip seems to be an eternity of suffering. Okay, fine. All right, that works too.
I would say they never worked in an office building.
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't think too cutely about it. Like really.
Telemarketing.
No, they definitely worked in an office building. They worked in their father's, office building as
telemarketing. Listen to the Rick rolls all day.
Yeah.
Like when these people, like if you look like somebody Pelosi or Biden, when they die, their hell is just going to be every Twitter comment that bashed them and was accurate about their failings.
Hell yeah.
Like, that's all that's going to happen. They're just going to be forced to reconcile.
It's just going to be someone in the corner being like, they kind of had a point on that one.
Pelosi-
No, it's not.
Pelosi,
It's
she
not
just
even gonna be
she
that. It's just gonna
Pelosi,
be
she just keeps going to the Sub-Zero. Pelosi, she keeps going to the $20,000 Sub-Zero freezer, and there's no ice cream, just over and over.
No, she's gonna have to see everybody who commented after she made that ice cream comment and how much they hated her for it. That's the thing. Like that's the part you really have to process. Like, what is the worst possible thing these people could go through? It's having to see themselves. Like their hell is going to be very bright, so there's no shadow, there's no darkness to hide in. There's absolutely no way for them to be protected from themselves. There's nothing of comfort available. There's no treats. There's no more. Your merit means nothing. Everybody's hell is the same. And in particular, theirs is going to be having to look at themselves. Because that's the worst thing in the world. There's no spin. There's no place to hide. They're going to see themselves for what they were to everybody else. Every miserable failing. Every time they were like, it's clever. We'll just, if we're not going to be able to get it passed, we'll just blame Joe Manchin. No. You're going to have to see that they saw that you were a fucking failure and a weakling. You're going to have to see how they thought.
They knew all along.
They don't praise you, right? And that's why are liberals so obsessed with eternity now? Like pretending essentially that they won't die, memorializing themselves or memorializing their immediate fallen in that way that's like just overly gushing for no good reason, right? Like, what's the most recent one? Ruth Bader Ginsburg is some sort of like amazing badass. In hell, she's going to have to hear that comment about black protesters for fucking ever. She ain't never, ever gonna unhear that. And that's going to be, people are going to be reminded of that. Like right now, she is in hell hearing that.
God damn.
How many, and you know, for Republicans, right? Liberal hell is going to be awful because it's just going to be reconciling yourself against the truth. All your delusions, you're going to have to see, like, you're just going to see 2 TV screens. They're just going to be strapped directly to your fucking eyeballs in this amazingly well-lit room. One of them's going to be all your dumb bullshit, and then the other one's going to be all the pain and suffering your actions directly caused, right? And you're just going to be driven to madness by just pure reality.
I mean, we can certainly hope. You know? We can certainly cross our fingers and hope that's what happens. Makes me feel a little better. Making me feel a little better right now just talking about it.
You can't convince me otherwise. If there is a hell, I'm gonna presuppose 2 things, right? If there is a hell, there is one. And for liberals in particular, it's going to be reconciling your own fucking rhetoric against reality. Right? Whereas for Republicans, all their bullshit is made up and they're living in a fucking fantasy. So it's going to flip into a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare scenario for everything. Everything they loved will just be palette swapped through identity vectors because it drives them.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, it turns out I was the black person all along.
They're going to be stuck on Daily Stormer, and Daily Stormer is just going to praise the Jews. The Holocaust is going to be when Hitler gave Germany's gold to the Jews.
That's I think.
And they're
what?
And
what?
Here's the worst part: they're going to have to live their day-to-day lives in it again forever.
What time is it? I feel like if we don't end on alternate Daily Stormer, reverse Daily Stormer, I feel like we're fucking up. What time is it?
Well, apparently it's time to go, fellas.
Oh my God.
Clip that easy. So I'm Dan Cohen. I was joined by Michael Jordan, Jen Kegels, and the True Horror. You can go to Patreon, search for the Sons of Trier. You can go to YouTube.
Michael Jordan Peterson was here too.
Yeah, he was. You can go to youtube.com,
Yeah,
search for Sons of Trier. That would be great if you'd like and subscribe. Ring that little bell. Every Friday we come out with content. So unlike other channels, we're not going to bug the shit out of you. But we'll remind you on Fridays that we're coming to hang out.
Unless you want us to. If you pay us, we will bug the shit out of you.
That's true. If you're on Patreon, you can just come hang out with us in the Discord, in the chat, all right? Because all the freebie people, the first signups, they're already there. And now it's paywall. But you get to hang out with us directly and see how we act all week long. You get to pester us. We do voice chats. You get to be on the show. You can follow us. It would really help. It would really help us if you follow us on Facebook, if nothing else, to help spite Ben Shapiro.
This is true.
We love spiting Ben Shapiro. It is our favorite thing.
It is literally the best thing in the world.
the man tells no lies. We will get in your shit. We will hang out with your ass. Find me a guy that said capitalism and then got elected and things went good for him, and I'll put my lips on your butthole.
That's not. You don't. We can't legally speaking. You can't. You're not paying for the lips on the butthole. Whatever you guys do extracurricular is what you do.
Between two
Well,
loving individuals.
I only get in trouble if I ghost them afterwards. That's the only bad part.
No.
I'm not sure if that's correct, but you can keep thinking it.
No, it is.
No, we're not offering a prostitution service. We're True Rims people, so we're not offering that. If True happens to rim you, that was beyond the show's purview. That was beyond our legal responsibility. We certainly didn't.
We're not recommending it.
We don't. No, that's illegal. So we're not saying that'll happen, but it totally will. And good night. We love you. Don't die.
Yep,
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, chat. Love you.